This is your birthday reading. I'm Ariana, your tarot life coach, and this is my gift to all my Leos out there. Happy birthday. So, before we get started, I want to tell you what ancestor is walking with you for this year. We have the ancestor of guidance. This is attributed to the elk totem. Do you see those big hands coming out to grab you and give you a big hug? So basically, this is all about nobility, endurance, and relationship with others, okay? So the message, because I am of your family, however ancient, I know well the deepest places of your heart and soul and stand ready to assist you in discovering the paths you need to follow. Key words here is respect. Respecting yourself and respecting others. It's all about honor. It's all about honoring yourself and honoring your path, okay? Profound wisdom, direction, aspiration, seeking new things, developing companionship with family on your journey, realizations of echoes of ancient paths. So basically, we're trying to get it together. This year is going to be different, right? We're going to change some things up, Leos. So I don't know how your 2016 was, but my 2016 had a lot of highs and lows. It's a very interesting year for me. So let's see. I'm going to give these cards. Show me the energy for Leo. Show me the energy for Leo. I like my cards. I want to shuffle. Show me the energy for Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. Show me the energy for Leo. All right. We're going to go with this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move our ancestor. We'll bring it back up. So this is a 5-card spread that's going to focus on what was last year. Oh, last year we had some disappointments. I got out of focus. There we go. What we need to let go of. Our gift. Oh, we got an angel. Woohoo. What we need to embrace. Ooh. And next year. Interesting spread, Leos. And our overall energy, another angel or ancestor. So, without further ado, let's jump into this birthday and let's see how it's going to play out. Okay, I'm messing with the camera a lot and I apologize. So, last year, I see the 10 of Cups reversed. So, that tells me that maybe there wasn't a lot of satisfaction in our family lives and in our home lives. Maybe we just weren't satisfied in love, period. However, that says last year, right? It's a new year. It's our birthday, you know. Let's celebrate. Let's live it up. So when I'm looking at the 10 of Cups, I'm trying to get y'all a really close view of the cards too, because it was said that that's what people wanted. So we're reversed from last year. A good life that is unappreciated. We had some strife. There was some loss of friendships and some disruption. Like life just wasn't what we maybe ideally thought it was going to be like. All right. So that was last year. This is where we have to have faith and trust that things are going to get better and that things are going to improve. And if you remember those hands from the ancestor of guidance, it's almost like it wants to come out and like flip that card over for us for this year, okay? And maybe not everybody wants the happy home life or whatever, but the 10 of Cups is just success, overall success and being just complete good fortune. So this tells me that we're going to leave that in the past and we're going to move on to what's next for us. It says, let go of this. Let go of courage. I wonder how, I'm kind of trying to understand how to piece that together. So we have the 7 of Wands, okay? And we see Ereshkigal really pissed off because Ishtar is walking away. So I kind of feel like we need to stop being Ereshkigal. Some of us, not all of us. So if we're Ereshkigal, that means we're on the bed and we're pissed off because somebody's walking away, which would explain why our little happy home isn't very happy last year. We need to let go of the emotional aspect of the person walking away, and we need to become the person walking away. almost like letting go of it, letting go of the insecurities, because Ishtar also represents being very secure. You know, she's so secure she can walk around butt naked. That's how I always explain it. She's butt ass naked, or how like they say, bucket naked. And she's proud of who she is. And we need to let go of these preconceived notions of what beauty is, or let go of what we thought success was supposed to look like, or let go of what the perfect life was supposed to look like, and walk the fuck out of hell. That's what we need to let it go. And so it's almost like we're grabbing that wand with the lion's head on it, Leo, and we're going to go get what we want. So I see two stories going on. Either we're the person walking away and being brave, and we're letting go of whatever was dragging us down, whether it was self-image, whether it was just being upset with life, whatever it is, we're letting it go and we're walking away. There might be some other Leos who are upset because somebody else is walking away. Either way it goes, we're going to let go of this and we're going to embrace the change. So we have a blessing here, okay? So we have our Cherub of Arrows, and he's got his little palm leaves and his little deer to sacrifice for us. And you see the initiation right there? I see two aces of arrows if I'm being, that's the way I interpret these sometimes when I see the arrows in the background. You see the arrow here with the cherub, and then the arrow again, that's the big arrow right there for the queen. And so arrows are all about communication, enlightenment, getting information. So I feel like the cherub is trying to bless us with something. And then seeing the wish card right next to it, which is the star card, really tells me that we are really going to cut through this year. You know, next year's going to be pretty good, guys. You know, like they say, it can only get better, right? So what is the blessing? What is the information? The Hunter of Vision. Look at us with our little bow and arrow, shooting towards the stars. Okay, so this is our gift, guys. How befitting the Hunter of Vision. Okay, this is the gift for our birthday. And I'm a Leo, and I'm getting excited. So we have to think about the owl, and we need to think about the moon card when we're thinking about the Hunter of Vision, because the owl is able to see through darkness, okay? And the moon illuminates the darkness. So basically, we are getting some freaking information, some enlightenment. We're seeing things clearly. We got our bow and arrow. We're ready to shoot it. We got a goal. We had target practice already, and it's time to fire, okay? It's time to look ahead at what do we want, okay? So the Hunter of Vision is attributed to insight, foresight, and hindsight, okay? So there's our hindsight. We're going to let something change. We're going to let that go, and we're going to go forward, okay? This is the gift of recognition, wise decision making, choosing well, interpreting mysteries. Like okay, so you see that whole courage card? So next time we're in either one of those situations, we're going to know what to do because we've had lived experiences, okay? So we've been through that, done that, we're ready to conquer. That's like the vibe I'm getting. So maybe you birthed in your spirit a business venture, a relationship, a better relationship with your family. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's time to put it into action because the hunters in this deck actively seek, actively go after what they want, okay? And this hunter can take us out of the darkness and help us to recognize the future we seek. That's our gift. That's our gift. We get the future that we're seeking. And I see these arrows, and it's telling me that it's just like an awakening that's happening. I'm getting super excited. Maybe it's because it's a happy time, celebration. So I'm the Hunter of Vision. Wherever I walk, wherever my arrow falls, I show the way toward a complete understanding of the world and the place of others within it. This is us awakening to whatever it is our mission is, whatever we feel that we should be doing. It is us waking up, getting our arrows, and actively seeking what we want. We are going to hit the target this year. We're going to get our goal. And that is our gift. That's what the Cherub of Arrows is giving us as our gift, okay? So then embrace this. Well, freaking hell yeah, I'm going to embrace the star. That means wish fulfilled. Blow out those candles, Leo. Wish fulfilled. However, however bleak last year you looked, however shitty it was for you. My year was kind of shitty, but I don't want to say it was all shitty because I had a baby. But it's been a struggle. But out of that struggle, so many good things have come into my life. I started my channel. I started venturing out and doing new things. I'm embracing change, but it's been tough. It's been a hard thing to handle, okay? And I don't know what you're facing, Leo. It could be financial situations. It could be career related. It could be whatever you feel that you were unsuccessful in last year. You're going to have the courage to walk away from it, okay? And you're going to embrace this change, and you're going to actively go find your vision. You're going to get your wish fulfilled. And in the end, for next year, we're blessed by the Queen of Arrows. Let's see how she fits into this. So whether you're male or female, this is a generalized reading. So when I see a queen, it doesn't just necessarily mean it's only for women. This could mean for male or female. So this could be you, king, this, however you want to look at it. However, I see like you're reigning. The word reign that came to my mind. I don't know, like you're ruling. You are going to rule this year is how I feel about it. You are enlightened. You're walking into your enlightenment. That's how I feel. The way that, okay. I can't even put it into words. Okay, like when you're in a dark room and then like the door cracks and you can see the light kind of flickering through, but you've been in the dark room for so long, it's like, shit, I don't want to wake up. But then you like start looking more at the light, and as you walk closer, you open the door and it's brighter and brighter. That's how I feel like next year is going to be. Like you're going to open the door and you're going to make your choices because you have your arrow and you've shot it and you're ready to go and conquer. So we have the Queen of Arrows, which is Ishtar. But this is Ishtar on a good day. This isn't Ishtar when she's all about war and discord. But this is about Ishtar when she's all about love. This is Ishtar that's associated with Venus. So this is telling me basically that we're going to be very creative. We're going to be observant this year. That means we're going to be observing the signs. That if we find ourselves in a crappy situation, we know to pump those brakes. Bop, bop, bop. Don't put gas and get out the car. Okay? Also, it's going to tell us that we're going to be confident this year and self-reliant and able to make the decisions that are going to be needed to be made. Being a little bit more perceptive than we were last year. So that's where we're falling this year. Kind of leaving the bullshit behind, being brave enough to walk away, getting our bow and arrows, shooting towards our dreams, getting our hopes and dreams, being in alignment while we're getting there, because that's what the star is about, being aligned. Our chakras are going to be right. We're going to start taking care of ourselves. We're going to be able to pour into others as much as they pour into us. We're going to be fertile with ideas and creativity. If you see the fish that are going in and out of Siduri's water, in order to rule, in order to be the queen. So the overall energy, I almost knocked it over. The overall energy we got is another angel. So I'm going to put it right up there. And how fitting. I'm so excited that we have the Cherub of Wands. Wands are all about fire, and that's all about us, right? So the Cherub of Wands is bringing us divine aid and divine protection. So his message... the Hunter of Conflict. All right, so he's going to protect us from conflict. That's how I'd like to interpret it. It might be that we encounter conflict, but along the way that we're going to feel strengthened. We can't, how can I say it? It can't always be smooth, Leos, right? We got that fire. So we have two hunters, and that tells me that this is going to be a very active year for us. We had the Hunter of Vision, and now we have the Hunter of Conflict. This is kind of like the Strength card, which is like the Leo card, okay? 7 of Wands and 5 of Wands. And these were the ones that resonated with me when I was looking at this card. This isn't what the book says. And these are shaman cards from the Shaman's Oracle. So it says, I exist to seek out the sources of your inner conflicts, to heal and restore you to a state of wholeness. So you remember that little entity that's sitting on the bed with his arms crossed? Like, where the fuck are you going? Sorry. Where do you think you're going? You know, that guy, if you're that guy, that inner conflict, if you're that chick, it's going to be gone. So, you know, it's going to be like determination. We're going to like find better ways. The facing the obstacles, courage, healing, achieving peace, restoring balance. And I just feel like we've learned from the mistakes that we've made that got us the 10 of Cups reversed. You know, because I'm not trying to make all Leos sound like they're perfect or anything, because we can be a little bit impulsive and just very domineering. So what this is telling us is to being able to balance that inner conflict that we have. You know, if you think about a lion, lions are strength, lions are strong. However, they also like to lay around and cuddle. And it's being able to balance that inner conflict that we have, or that voice that tells us you're not good enough sometimes, but you really are. And the ancestor of guidance is wrapping his arms around you and leading you through this conflict and telling you, hey, you have 2 angels by your side this year. And they're not going to leave you. They're going to walk with you. And they're going to show you the error of your ways, but they're going to show you with love. Okay? Because like I said, there's nobody who's perfect. I see another lion on here. You know, it's on top of Ishtar's head. So I just kind of feel like this message is telling us whatever happened last year, that is last year. And this is this year, Leo. Leo, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday month. Because I always say you celebrate from the first of the month to the end of the month. So my birthday is like August 21st. So when I was younger, before I had kids, I like partied every day, or at least did something special for myself every day. Like one day I'd go get a pedicure. The next day I'd take my friend to lunch, you know, and enjoy that company. The next day I'd go to a party, or, you know, just to celebrate life. Now I do things with my kids. It's not the same kind of party, but every day is a party when you have kids. You never know what's going to happen. So when I look at this, the vibe that I'm getting for next year is to actively go seek what it is you want. Conquer those inner conflicts that you have, because you have the blessing of 2 cherubs with you. Blow out those candles on your birthday cake and make your wish that you can pour love into others and receive love from others, okay? That's the message I'm getting, because you will rule your life. You will be the ruler this year. You are going to be in control again. No more out of control. No more feeling like you're being left, or feeling like you have to leave or abandon a project. But you are walking into your future, your destiny, and you can manifest it. And I'm super excited for this birthday reading. I love birthday readings, period. So I get excited with whoever's birthday it is. So this is your birthday reading, Leo. Big hug to my fellow Leos, or a pat on the back. Nice little rub down your mane. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I really appreciate your feedback, and I wish you a very happy, blessed birthday. And that 10 of Cups, I pray that your family, if that was family issues, that your family is healed, and that you have the courage to heal that family. And I know Leos have a big heart. We wear our heart on the sleeve a lot. So just know that just because it was like that last year, or the year before, or the year before that, it doesn't mean that it always has to be like that. Be strong, be brave, embrace yourself, embrace all the qualities that a Leo has, and pour your heart and love into those people in your family. Look at Siduri. She's pouring it into the lake, and it's pouring right back into her. She's aligned, she's balanced, and that's how you're going to be. if you keep fighting for what you want and what you deserve, okay? So happy birthday. Blow out the candles. Save me a piece of cake. I don't like ice cream too much, so cake is fine. And if you're having like a barbecue, I'd love to come. Invite me. I live in Houston, Texas. We can all celebrate together. So happy birthday, warm hugs, and see you next week.